Oh my goodness. So like everything with these cars is so small and just so cute. I just can't get over it. I just keep saying this. Um yeah, I'm amazed. And the quality. I can't believe the quality of how amazing all this little tiny stuff is machined. No wonder these things are so good because they are made so good. I would like to see a stock one now because I hear they're really good. I've watched a lot of videos on them, and I hear they're built really well. And they come with high clearance links already, and an angled skid and stuff right from the factory, and all kinds of cool little nuggets about it. But they're just not available right now. So they got, unfortunately, Axial or Horizon Hobby dropped the ball, and they did their first release, and they were super popular, and they got bought up quick, and over the last couple of months, and now there's nothing available. A couple hobby shops have a few residual rigs left over. They're starting to finally get a second shipment in now, but they're saying the K10s aren't even going to be available till like mid end of August. So yeah, I mean, but the aftermarket companies were on it. So you can buy everything you want off Amazon to build your own little SCX30 rig. Um, and some hobby shops do have aftermarket parts. So you don't even need to spend the initial $150 Canadian. That's what it costs us plus tax. So $170 to buy a stock rig when you're going to literally rip out almost all of it anyway, like 90% of it. You're going to change the shocks. You're going to change the wheels. You're going to change the tires. You're going to change the links. Even though it comes with high clearance links, people are still going to want brass or some beautiful colored anodized ones or something. You're going to change the servo. You're going to change the motor. So it's like, I can spend $150 and then change everything out over a period of time, or for $400. Oh, sorry, that was my chickens. My chickens are getting a little ornery right now. Go to bed. It's almost bedtime. Anyways, you can spend $400 and just build a rig from scratch. And if you minus the 170 you were initially going to spend, you're spending just over $200 on a competition built, fully custom rig from top to bottom, front to back, ground up. So I don't know, is it worth it to you? For 200 and something dollars, basically, yes, it comes to 400, but I'm adding in the $160 you're going to spend, $170 for just over $200. You're building a full custom rig, or you spend the 150 and you still spend the $250 on upgraded parts. So I don't know what's worth it. I did it out of necessity. My boy's been asking for months for one of these rigs, and it wasn't the right time to get one. A few different reasons, but he's worked hard. He saved up a pile of his own money. And I said, okay, if you want to go in on it with me, we'll buy one and we'll build one from scratch up. I let him pick out all the parts. So he loves gold and red and gold. So we got the brass skid, went for the brass skid, and looks gold to him, and the red body. So he's super stoked and happy. And in the end, we're spending pretty much the same money anyways. And we get it now. We don't have to wait till August because he's already been waiting months. So what I wanted to talk about, I went on a tangent there at the beginning of my video, just like my chickens. And was this transmission is so amazing, and it went together so good, and the quality's so good. And I'm not sponsored or anything. This is only my second video I'm ever posting. I'm just really impressed by this and loving it. I've never even done like a ground up build. I've always started with stock rigs and poured piles of money into them. So this is kind of neat for me doing this, and a miniature one of all things too, right? But so I wanted to talk to you about these instructions. So they're pretty good after the fact. Now that I put it together, anybody that knows me knows I'm not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer, if you know what I'm saying. But I looked at these instructions, and they seemed like they made pretty good sense, but I still wasn't getting it. I'm like, I don't confidently want to start putting this transmission together. They seem straightforward, but I've been building Lego with my son, so I'm used to lines. Okay, put this here, put that there, this goes there, even though they're all like your O-ring, and but the Injora is good. They've been giving me extra parts with everything. You know, so look at, you need one O-ring in the instructions, and I think I got 5 or 6 extra. You know, got some extra screws. You need 5 screws to go in, put the cover on, and I think I got an extra 5, which is great because I suggest building these things over magnet trays, because if you drop a screw, it's gone. Like, you think 24 scale stuff is bad, like, man, these screws disappear in the cracks of nothing, in the cracks of my floor. And, you know, my little guy was like trying to put the O-ring on the worm gear, and it flung off my tweezers and it was gone, you know. And like I say, the 24 scale rubber O-rings are bad enough. These are even tinier. They feel like nothing, but they're pretty sturdy. So anyways, I went online and I found this amazing video by this guy called RCFlyer. And he does a really good step-by-step video on how to build this sucker. So I literally just watched that. It's like a 6-minute video, probably already shorter than my video. And I was able to put it together. But so I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to explain these instructions to anybody like me that has some crazy ADHD and can't concentrate when you see a bunch of things in front of you and your mind starts racing and you don't know where to start. So even the RCFlyer, at first he wasn't sure on where this gear goes. So they show you the picture of the skid here. But like I say, Lego is smart enough. They do a little line from there to there to show you that's where that gear goes, you know? So, and then with the bearings, right? You know, they looked like these were all 4 and the same, and they are, and they say 4 in the instructions. And then you got 2 and 2 and 2, but I wasn't confident on where to go. You know, it shows the worm gear, and all they needed to do was, you know, put a little line here, connect that, and a little line here, connect that. And that would have told me, okay, that goes on there. Now that I've done it and whatever, it seems pretty straightforward to me. But just in case for anybody else out there that it isn't like me, it wasn't, I'm just going to explain it. And then, you know, a little line to go in there. Because this gear was like confusing me kind of, because it's attached. And I'm like, okay, now that I've done it and I'm looking at it and I'm even making this video, I'm like, okay, yeah, they got it all lined up. Like there's a hole there. So this bearing goes in that hole. But really what you got to do that RCFlyer did was you put the bearing in here first, you pop the bearing in there first, and then it all pops in there. And then you pop the bearing in here, you pop the bearing on there, and it all goes in. So, I mean, his step-by-step instructions were very simple, made it, and I was able to pause the video and build it. But literally, if they had just done a few lines like this, it would have been like, give me a little more confidence to know, to figure out what I'm doing. But anyway, now that I'm making this video, it seems kind of dumb, and I kind of am, but it's just a little different than RCFlyer's video. I'm actually going to link his video. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. Like I said, this is only my 2nd video I ever built, but I found him. I found a couple other people that made videos, but they weren't how to step-by-step, and they weren't very good on you know, how to build this sucker. His was great. But you know, if mine helps too, somebody in a different way, you know, now you got 2 videos to show you how to put this little transmission together. Or maybe you're just an engineer, or you're super smart, super mechanical, and you're the kind of guy that throws away instructions and doesn't watch YouTube how-to videos, and you just know what goes where. But I am neither one of those. So anyways, hope this video helps somebody. I highly recommend this transmission. Amazing quality. We'll see how it works once it's in the car. But yeah, I'm impressed so far and having a lot of fun with this stuff.